All right, we are back with another one. No, this is putting in that work. So today we got my man JP right here. I've seen JP's YouTube videos. He's always down with Wally. I like seeing his expo vlogs. He always has some great stuff on there. So JP, how did you get into this reptile world, man?
Man, all right. Well, first of all, hi everyone. I am JP. Well, it's really isn't a long story, but as a kid, even before I have memory of, apparently I was already attracted to animals, and specifically exotic animals. My mother always tells me, yeah, you used to bring scorpions, snakes, toads, isopods, whatever you would find, and I actually have no memory of that, so I was that young. Yeah, but even growing up, I grew up in Mexico, and there was no such thing as keeping reptiles. Over there it was all farm animals, dogs. If anything, until actually there was one time when somebody actually hit a golden eagle, full grown golden eagle.
Damn.
And the guy that ran over it, apparently the eagle was trying to get a rabbit, and somebody hit it with their truck. They were just going to eat it, most likely. My father actually bought it, and he wanted to build a gigantic cage like in our backyard. So that has a lot to do with how I see things now, because I would see him super excited about it. He would be like, man, we're gonna have our own gigantic bird cage with a golden eagle. So, even after it passes away, we'll get a monkey or something. I think that's where a lot of this begin for me to keep, not just learn about them, because I was already interested in them, and obviously, pretty much everyone, I was interested in dinosaurs. So, that has a lot to do with it. Now here, like 18 years later, because I came here to the US when I was 11. And I had no idea still about keeping reptiles. When I was, I think, about 15 or 16, maybe, I was told about them. I was told about the stores called PetSmart. They would be like, if you go there, you're going to be able to see reptiles. They have snakes, lizards, everything. So I went there. I wasn't even 18 yet, but when I saw them, I was like, oh man, like this is something that I want to be able to have. Obviously, I was with my parents. They didn't let me have it. They were like, once you're 18, you pay for your stuff. You're able to get whatever you want. As soon as I started working, that's what I filled up my tiny little room that I had with animals. I spent probably like $2,000, and for an 18-year-old that just started working, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had beardy leopard geckos, tokay. I had a horn lizard, a lot of scorpions. I've always liked scorpions. Pac-Man frog. I actually got a golden tegu, a little one. Oh man, I don't know if I can swear here, crazy. But that thing was the devil.
Yeah, I heard those things are crazy, man. Hold on. So you said that your pops got a monkey as well?
Well, he wanted. He thought about it. It was like,
okay,
just random ideas.
Yeah, I was like, where the hell you find one at? Shit, man. But yeah, so I mean, actually, so for that eagle, right? Like, how big of a enclosure did y'all actually make out for it?
Well, he never actually was able to do it, because the golden eagle actually got away after like 3 days, because he was trying to get a chain for it, because the golden eagle actually broke one of the wings, so he wasn't able to fly. So he wasn't actually able. All right. Let me just for him to say hi and bye. Say hi and bye.
Hi.
Okay. Órale. Go to your mom. Okay. He's always here, so he knows.
That's
how to get in.
Little helpers,
but
right?
Yeah, we kept the golden eagle for like about 3 days. He was able to just like wrap it with a freaking string. That golden eagle once it was able to figure out that it was able to just rip it off. He did it, tried to fly away, ended up getting hit again, unalived.
Oh man. All right. So, I guess I mean, as an adult, like, like not where did it start off? Like, when did you really start getting serious about this stuff?
Well, here's the thing with me. As I said, I grew up in Mexico, so I was like very ignorant to all of this.
Hmm.
I've always been serious about it because I have always understood that these are live animals, not just something that you actually collect. So I've always been serious about it, even though I was 18 years old, and I was buying stuff left and right without really thinking about it. But in
Hmm.
my mind, I was spending every single dollar that I had to be able to keep it alive and well. I have always thought about having a big enclosure for whatever I have, and that's why I was saying about the bird cage for the golden eagle, because I feel like that has a lot to do with it. I always have that in
Hmm.
my mind. Like, just because it's an animal in captivity, it doesn't mean that you should have it. In a tiny space. Always have something big for it and have stuff for it to give it enrichment.
Hmm.
So I have always been serious about it, but obviously it took me years. I mean, a decade to really learn much more than I should have.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and definitely, I think that I mean, as we grow, right? Generally all our keeping and our husbandry always evolves. So, as a kid, you want whatever you can get. And then as an adult, you're like, all right, well, I have this. How can I make it better? Right. And that's where a lot of that research gets, like, you actually start trying to do your research as you get older, because you're a little, you're mature. So now you're thinking a little bit more than just, let me just grab this animal and that's it. And let me just put it into a box. Now you're thinking about, all right, where they come from? What do they like? Where are they usually basking on when they're out in the wild? Things like that. So you can try to replicate that in your enclosure. So, I mean, it just comes with it being getting older. So now at this point in time, what are your main focuses as far as species wise?
Well, now it's definitely different because I started breeding reptiles 4 years ago, and when I say breeding reptiles, I really do mean like one pair of one species of what I
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
I'm not doing the whole 8 pairs of each species. So really, my focus is just to learn about a species that I really want or already have, how to breed it properly, how to take care of the babies properly, and to be honest, that's just basically what I'm doing at the moment. I'm not getting pets. I'm actually rehoming some pets, which it's always difficult,
Yeah.
but yeah, to be able to breed, I need the space, and I do not want to have those, what I always call the little shoe shelves. I do not
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
have that, even for babies. I still want to add, I want to be able to give them stuff for them to climb, because even if they're babies, they're still gonna be climbing and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah,
I
so
mean,
that's what I'm doing.
I kind of I fall in that same space right there. Like I said, just like you, I've dealt with animals since like the second grade, right? But I didn't really get into breeding until, 4 or 5 years ago. No, I've kept animals pretty much most of my life, where I would have like a random gecko here or there, or I grab like a some kind of a Mediterranean gecko from outside, keep it for a while, let it go, or grab a wall lizard, keep it for a little bit, let it go. And then, like, I think maybe in my mid 20s, or had a leopard gecko, and actually my first gecko was like a golden gecko. But um just having like leopard gecko, I had some Pac-Man frogs, never really thought about breeding at all. Like, breeding was like the furthest thing from me, or like I didn't have a thought about it at all. And I didn't even think about breeding until I watched like it was a Brian Barczyk video. It was all about leopard geckos, and I saw like how many fucking leopard geckos he had. I'm like, damn, what the hell? Like, he had
Yeah,
just
like
all
thousands
these
and thousands.
racks. Yeah, all these racks of geckos, of all leopard geckos. I'm like, holy shit. I was like, this is what they do? Like, damn. Like I knew nothing about the whole breeding world or anything like that. I just thought everybody just gets them from Petco, PetSmart. I was like, "What's a breeder? I don't know what that is." Like, okay, and then then you start going down that rabbit hole. So, oh, okay, this is what happens. This is who you should go and talk to about this species, or talk to this person about this species, and then it just kind of went from there. Like, okay, now I started grabbing things, and then even like no 4 or 5 years ago, I was still kind of grabbing random shit. Like, no, I had some Cresties. Oh no, these are boring. Get them out of here. Up, I had some Gargs. No, these are boring. Get them out of here. Uh, just random stuff. Like I tried African fat tails. Oh no, these are just like leopard. No, get them out of here. I don't want them. Uh, then I started like really gravitating towards like my Aussie stuff. I love my Stropharis. I think that's definitely is a mainstay for me. Like Stropharis is always going to stay here with me no matter what. And then like I started working more like with these Oreodoras. I started getting into the Diplodactylus, but then I'm hitting like these obscure things like
There.
I got Pachydaculus now. I got Cryodac or Cerdodactylus, Blazodac, all these different weird ass shit. Like people are like, what the hell is that? Like, if it's not a crescent gecko, leopard gecko, they're like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it what are you even saying? All this Latin you're spitting out, they're like, they're just looking confused as all hell. Like, I don't when I'm at shows and I do that and they're like, what? Do you have a crescent gecko? Nope, sorry, dude. So,
Uh,
you
uh,
know,
man,
no.
I hear you.
So yeah, I mean, we all got to start somewhere too. So, for the young folks that are out there, yeah, get your crescent gecko, boom. But after that, find something else. Find something that goes to like that you could keep that's close to a crescent gecko. Go start looking at Euryplatus, or if you're a terrestrial person, start looking at Tyrannoskincus or whatever else. Like just little things. Start just I always tell people evolve your hobby. Don't stick to one thing and that's it. Like there's so much more out there. And I mean that's why we're here today, just because we're gonna talk about some eastern collar lizards. Like I haven't seen anybody. Well, where I'm at, there's not any people that really keep eastern collar lizards. Like I've seen a few people keep like chuckwallas and things like that. So I'm definitely
Yeah,
really
they.
interested in learning about these collar lizards. Uh, I always see them like
Yeah,
now, is there a couple species of collar lizards, or is it because I know nothing about them? So I'm you're here to educate me on this stuff right here.
yeah. Well, I did spend I don't know, maybe like 6 years trying to learn as much as I could about them.
Hmm.
There's quite a few species. I don't know. Can't really remember exactly the number, but it's maybe like six of them. But there's about six different species, and there used to be subspecies specifically with the eastern color lizard.
Hmm.
There used to be I don't know, several subspecies, but for whatever reason they just decided to just
Put them
stop
all
doing
together.
that, put them all together in just eastern color lizard. In my opinion, as far as I know, in everyone's opinion, that was a mistake because there's just so many different varieties, and
Hmm.
that's where the localities come in. But now with
Just
color
about to ask
lizards,
about that.
yeah, there's with color lizards, there are actually morphs,
Okay.
but not they don't really talk about them that much. It's more about locality. So you got the right now the more famous one is the blazing blues. There's
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of them being called blazing blues. Before them it used to be the aqua flames. There's lightning yellows. So you have lizards that are, some are completely blue, some that are blue with yellow, some blue with yellow with green, some yellow with like reddish orange. So they're all different, but they're all called Eastern color lizards. So that's
Hmm.
that's why I think that was a mistake. There should still be a subspecies.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
man, they are fun. They are
Yeah.
super
I
fun
mean,
to have.
no, I mean, well, I don't know about fun, but I know just looking at them, I'm like, holy shit. Like those colors
Oh,
are so vibrant.
and
Like I
they're
love a vibrant gecko. Like even though most of my geckos are like either brown or gray. That's predominantly what most of my geckos are, brown or gray. But I do love a nice vibrant lizard. Like I said, those collar lizards, abronias, was it? like the Cafotis, Calotes. I love those. I love all those bright, vibrant stuff. There's certain things I just can't keep. I live in the desert, so a lot of those I can't keep. No, but I think maybe a collar lizard I could probably definitely keep. No, maybe even an outside enclosure
As,
for
as,
some.
as far as I know, there's some that are native to Arizona.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you just might actually need to check the laws in there because if they
yeah.
are native, you might have problems trying to ship them in or ship them out.
Yeah, yeah. Those were like for us. I know for like native stuff, it's you can't buy it, but you could gift it. So that's the only thing. So literally, it would just be a pet for me. Something I
Yeah,
wouldn't, if it's like I said, if there's certain regulations like that, like because I do. There's like those, and then there's those. We have alligator lizards here, but you can't. I believe you can't sell them. You can only gift them if the native ones. So, oh,
yeah,
it is
yeah.
what it
The
is. It's
good
okay.
old gifting.
Yeah, yeah. The gifting.
Yeah, exactly. The good old gifting. Yeah, I'll gift you this lizard if you buy this pet rock from me.
Exactly. The lizard's free. I'm charging you for this deli cup. uh, so can you kind of describe their personality and behaviors?
Well, it's definitely different. They're not all the same. They all have their own
Hmm.
personality. So the very first one that I ever had was a female,
Hmm.
and I'm 99% sure that it was a captive. I mean, a wild caught female. But man, she was chill, chill. I mean, as a leopard gecko, like she wouldn't run away from me, even from the very first time that I got her out of the container. Super chill. So and people used to say like, man, like how are you able to hold it or keep it on the ground without it running away? Because I do feel like males are the ones that are more skittish.
Okay.
And I've never had a color lizard that is actually aggressive, but obviously if you grab it and you grab it a little too tight, they're gonna
Oh
bite.
yeah. Yeah.
And they have a nasty bite. They have a nasty bite. I like to say that color lizards are a good way, like to get into the process from going from geckos to monitor lizards, because they are like in between them. To me, they it acts very similar to my Aki monitor, but
Hmm.
obviously in the size of a gecko, because they are actually they're not big. They're just really really long because of the tail.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But oh man, that female, she's the one that made me fall in love with color lizards. And even though I don't breed them, I've always had a color lizard ever since I had her.
Hmm.
So I mean, they are super fun. If you want to, I always tell this to people. If you want to have something that is super active, because they run extremely fast. They are really really
Oh,
fast.
really?
If you give them, I have mine in a 4 foot enclosure. It's able to run from one side to the other in a second.
Damn.
You just see they're super fast.
That's like my
And it's
toad
not just
heads.
that they're fast; they're able to jump quite high.
Yeah.
So they
Oh, that's
are
like my
they
toad heads. They just like after like if they're some they'll be chilling and then out of nowhere spaz out boom 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 boom.
boom,
I'm like, what are
yeah,
y'all doing?
like
Like,
like bullets.
yeah, exactly. Like just boom, and then I'll hear him hit the wall. Boom. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Still, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
So I was to say, are they communal or anything like that?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So you just do not want to have ever two males together. They
Hmm.
will kill each other. And if you have a grown adult in there with a baby, it will become Monday food.
Food.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys are cannibals, and they are, in their natural habitat, they actually hunt other lizards. I don't know if you have
Okay.
ever seen videos about them, but these guys, they're actually able to run on their hind legs, you know,
Hmm.
like a velociraptor,
Wow.
and they run up to 16 miles per hour. So for a tiny little lizard, that's really
Oh, they
fast.
sprinting. Damn. They do. Okay.
Yeah, they're fast. It's super cool. Here, every once in a while, what I used to do, I used to put something to cover all around below my setups, and I would let my pair, just out and throw crickets. So they would have a good, I don't know, 10 feet being able to run. So that's when I would see it. My male, he would try to get away from me, and he would run on his hind legs. So I would just see him go like this, and that was super cool to see.
Nice, nice. Oh man. So I guess let's kind of talk about their enclosures, right? Because you already said it's like a 4 foot long enclosure. What are the rest of those dimensions?
I mean, it's super simple. These guys, they do climb a lot actually. So I personally like to give them at least a background. Obviously, in the back, not on the sides. But if you're able to, also put them on the sides, because you will see them jumping from one side to another. I mean, to be honest, it's super simple to keep them. What I always used to tell people is that you want to think of the same way you would set up beauty in a natural habitat, not the Petco way.
Not
You
the
know,
reptile carpet.
yeah, no, no, no way. These guys are diggers. So you definitely want substrate, especially for females. They will stress them out if they don't have anything to try to bury themselves a little bit. They do not bury themselves like tall-headed gammas, like completely full,
Yeah.
but they actually make burrows, so they will try to get it underground.
Okay.
And a very simple thing that I used to do is that I actually use real rocks for basically all of my reptiles, but specifically for my arid species. And if you're able to find a flat rock that is not exactly flat, like it has like a tiny little bit of space, I would just put that rock and fill it up with sand in it. And what they're gonna do is that they're gonna take out that sand, and actually like think that they're making a cave, like a
Okay.
burrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So they wedge themselves in there, but the rock is never gonna fall on top of them.
Yeah. I had some issues with my toad heads because I had one that would always go. I had like all the slate on top on one, like not half of it, just like a little part where I have my heat going down, so it hits that slate, so they could go hop on that slate and warm themselves up real quick. They would always go right under that damn thing, and then next you know, they all start going. I'm like, oh my god, you guys are killing me. I'm constantly readjusting their slate, moving everything out the way. So for the collards, is it only sand, or do you kind of do a mixture of like sand and soil or anything like that?
You can do either or.
Okay.
For like 5-6 years, I used to do the mix, because that's what I do for all of my lizards. I do
Hmm.
the topsoil washed play sand mix. But with these guys, it's okay if it's just sand.
Okay.
They're not how do you say it? Like, I'm not gonna use the substrate to plant anything, because they
Right. Yeah.
will dig it out. So I don't need
Okay.
topsoil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
at the moment, for the one that I have, it's just all sand, washed play sand, not calci
Okay.
sand, not Vita sand, washed play sand.
Yeah. 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 Wash play sands like 10, 15 bucks. Get a 50-pound bag. Boom, you're good to go.
Oh no, no, not even. I'm pretty sure it's like $5.
Yeah, oh yeah, it just depends on where you go. I think
Well,
when I
yeah,
went
that's
to
that's true. Because I think the one that I have is like a 25 pound, maybe 30 pound, but it's like $5 in Home Depot.
yeah, I think I went to Lowe's and I grabbed like a 50-pound bag and it was like I think it was like 10 bucks or something like that. But I mean, I use sand for predominantly most of my stuff, exception of like the chihuahuas and all that. Like I said, everybody, yeah, chauffeurs they get it, Diplodactylus, Nephers, everybody they all get that shit. So it just depends on the species. Like I may mix a little bit of soil with it to help with some drainage, but other than that, is which is that's what it is. It helps, uh, especially like in my toe-headed gammas, they get all sand because that sand retains so much heat, and so they just bake in that thing. My God, like it is that thing.
Yeah,
It is fucking hot
and
in that
and
joint.
it's
I was
and
like,
it's
God,
actually a lot easier for them to bury themselves, because if you have the mix, you will notice that it's a little bit more difficult for them. And
mhm.
obviously, when we think about reptiles, we think that they're all completely filled with scales. and obviously they are, but the underbelly, it is soft. So you, at least in my opinion, you do not want them to be rubbing themselves too much against really dry topsoil because it gets really clumpy, almost like a rock. And
Okay, yeah, yeah,
with fine sand, they're able to just bury themselves super easy.
yeah, yeah. So are they primarily insectivorous, or do they eat greens or anything else, kind of like beardies and all them?
So that is a kind of a weird, I guess, topic with them because they will eat some greens. They don't all do it, and actually most of them will not eat them. But I do know of at least one breeder, one of the top colorless breeders that she gives greens to every single one of her color lizards.
Okay,
She says that they all eat them. But
really?
I also do know another top breeder that is actually a vet, and he says that they don't have whatever it is that they need to actually process the greens. So they're not actually getting anything from them other than moisture.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah,
but
that would make sense right there. No, get like instead of getting moisture from eating the bugs, getting moisture from the plants
like
makes
they
sense.
would eat the
Yeah,
plants
yeah, yeah,
exactly, and
yeah.
it's just some of them because I used to have a beardy when I had I think I had like four color lizards at a moment, and I had a beardy, so I was obviously making salads for it, and I were
Hmm.
offered to my color lizards. They never once touched it.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, oh, that I like that
yeah,
kind of
so
lizard
I mean,
because I be not want to eat my vegetables either. Shit. Hell, just give me all my meat.
yeah,
That's
not
all I want.
at least not by themselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So what kind of um heat? What kind of temps are you aiming for? And then also, um, are you hitting them with the UV as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, these guys are they are from the desert, and obviously also from some very arid places. So you definitely need that UVB. I at least in my opinion and from what I have seen, every single person offers UVB to color lizards. It's always
Okay.
that 10.0. Not nothing lower. Actually, there's some that they will offer the Arcadia, which is like
Yeah.
14.0.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
14%.
and with
Yeah.
temps, what obviously there's gonna be a hot spot, and almost like a third to half of the setup is like hot. The other side is not so much. So there's a
Hmm.
good heat gradient. So what I do is that obviously trying to play around with it because obviously every single place is gonna be different, and it actually even in the same household, if you have the setup on the floor, it's gonna be different to if you have it
Oh
on
yeah,
top.
yeah. Well, because heat rises, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So so you gotta play with it. I personally like to have mine on the floor to make sure that there's gonna be that good heat gradient because that hot spot, yeah, I used to have it at 115 degrees. Well, I have it, not used to. I have it at 115 degrees. So all around it is gonna be like in the top 80s. But it, on the all the way to the left side, it's gonna be in the mid 70s. And what I always do is that I actually push more substrate to the left side, so that if it wants to escape to even a colder uh, temperature, it's just gonna dig.
Go burrow down, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. Nice.
that's what I do with my color lizards.
Nice. Nice. So being in, because you said you're in Indiana, right? Yeah. So being there now, does it make it a little bit more difficult keeping them, since it's so cold in the winter over there?
I would actually say that it makes it more easy.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, because I would say that it makes it easier to deal with with these species because I just need to make sure that the hotspot gets to the temperature that it will, and I don't need to worry the the cooler part. It's not gonna get cool enough. It
Yeah.
will for sure because it's cold.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So there is a lot of heat escaping from the setup, but actually that works in my favor.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Um, what kind of because you're like you said you're aiming for like that 115. So what kind of I'm guessing you're using the halogen, right? Yeah. Well, how many watts?
I would need to check. I don't even know when was the last time that I changed it, but I think it's a 100 watts.
Ooh, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a big boy. Damn.
oh yeah, it's big. It's like the size of my hand.
Yeah, I'm over here because for all my well, not for all like so most of my like Strophares and all them, they get like anywhere between like a 25 and like a 35 watt halogen bulb. Just depends on age, how big the enclosure or how tall the enclosure is and stuff like that. Like no, like my actually my Tanzanian velvets, like during breeding season, they get two 25 watt halogen lights on there. And then so now breeding's done, take out one. So all they get is one. So now they're kind of feeling the chill, more of a chill at night than they would when they had the two. So like I'm starting to do all that stuff right now, getting everything kind of ready for brumation. You know, Arizona don't have real winters. Like I said, like last year, dude, my little brumation period was like December, January. January hit, it got back at like to 80 some degrees outside. I'm like, holy shit. God damn. It was
Damn.
my breeding season started like that. I was like, damn. So for collar lizards, do they go through like a brumation?
Definitely. Well, naturally, they do. You can actually avoid it in captivity. So, if you're not, if you don't want them for whatever reason to go into brumation, what I was told to do, which I actually did at one point, is just to not change anything and to keep offering food. Because even if they don't go into brumation, they will stop eating so much, but they will still continue to eat. If it all depends on how you have your setup. If you have like 15 heights, it's gonna make it difficult. For me, what I do is that I actually take out the one height that I have in my cool spot, where they're actually able to hide completely, because that's what they're
Mhm.
gonna do. When they want to go into brumation, they're gonna try to get as cold as they can, and I mean like 55 degrees cold.
Damn.
So
Wow.
they're gonna try to get they're gonna try to hide in there, and obviously go into formation. So if you take that out, they got no choice but to stay away.
Okay. So you're doing brumation now, right? Like you've integrated that into your seasons?
At the moment, no. I do let them, like I'm not bothering because at the moment I only have one male.
Okay.
Yeah, I decided to work with a locality that it's a little difficult to get.
I bet, man.
And man, I got my mail. It took me a year to be able to get them, and that was 2 years ago. I have not been able to find a female.
Damn. So what
Normally, when
locality were you looking for?
it's called a Bailey eye.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Where's
a
that one at?
yeah. So it's said to be in the four corners. I just cannot remember the four states. Where four states meet in
Oh,
that
so it's like
corner.
Utah, Arizona, and I forgot the other two, but yeah. I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't remember exactly, but it is called Bailey eyes or Bailey's. It all depends on how you want to say it. Bailey's
Yeah.
color lizard, but that's one that used to be a subspecies from the eastern, and they took that away. But it's it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color lizard. The blue, it's actually a little bit darker than my shirt, but it's
Mm-hmm.
it's still like a beautiful, beautiful blue color. And across the back, it's like somebody splattered green with yellow, and then it has like a white head and a
Yeah.
white dewlap. So it's
No,
it's it's a beautiful
damn that.
color lizard. But man, that male is he doesn't want to be touched. I feel like that's what I've noticed, and as I said, they are super fast. And if he sees me when I have to do maintenance, I'm over there picking up his crap. He will notice it, and in a second, he will be in one corner and then jump on my hand, jump out. And there's no way to catch it like midair. It's they're
Yeah.
super fast. It's until I'm over here trying to get him to running around the room because it is escape proof. So it's running around. Once it gets tired, then I'll grab it.
Yeah, no, I got to do the same thing with like I said with the toad heads. I keep one side closed and only have one side open because I always see like one of them always trying to plot that escape. I'm like, nah, we ain't finna play that shit. Nope, nope, nope. So even if I'm gonna get bit, I'm putting my hand right here, like you're not going, because one of them will come up right to the glass and be like, I'm waiting for you to slip
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
please just go, because I'm running out this thing real quick, and I probably would never find it ever again. No, because well, Dad and I have dogs and cats here, so probably wouldn't ever find it again because he'd be dead. Man,
yeah. That's true. Well,
I've had a few geckos.
if it's able to get it,
Like,
because these lizards, as I said, they are super fast. Obviously, cats are very very fast. But if it doesn't get them on the first try, it will go and hide. There's no way of getting it out.
yeah, yeah. So when they go and hide, do they expand their bodies like to get kind of stuck in cracks or anything?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that one.
When they like, if they like, would they like hide, and do they expand their bodies to get kind of like stuck in a crack or anything like that?
No, not really. They
No.
will actually. I think I've noticed that they actually do the same, the opposite.
Okay.
They kind of like try to go as
Flatten
flat
out.
as they can, so they can try
Okay.
to wedge themselves as much as they can. Yeah, because they don't have any thorns or anything. You know, expanding themselves wouldn't really do anything. But they are lizard eaters. If you grab them, instead of expanding, it's gonna bite, and they have a nasty bite. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
So have you ever fed it any lizards, or have you ever fed any of them lizards? Like you had like a baby that died in an egg or something, and like here you go.
yep, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Okay. And they
I
just
when especially when I had my female, something that I actually used to try to avoid was feeding rodents. Well, especially pinkies. Obviously they're gonna have a lot of protein, but with that amount of protein, it's gonna come a lot of fat. With uh with small lizards, they're gonna get a lot of protein. They're gonna still get that bone, so really high quantity of calcium, but not really that amount of fat. So I used to feed a lot of lizards to my female Kalu lizard,
hmm
and also to my male. I actually have a couple of videos from it.
yeah.
Man, they go straight for the head. That's what
Okay.
they do.
And you
They
got to
they
send me a
are.
video of that, man. Send me a video of
Yeah,
that.
I will. I don't know if you want to show it here, but I'll send it to you.
No, 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 no. I know. Just send me a DM. So I just want to watch it. I
Okay, okay.
love when I tell people like one of the reasons I fell in love with reptiles was for predatory instincts. Seeing them
Yeah,
hunt, seeing how they hunt.
man.
That's one of those reasons why.
I
Because you don't get to see that in a dog. Dogs don't like unless you train them to be a hunting dog. Most dogs don't. They go for their dog food and that's it. No, you don't get to see them really hunt. So that's why I love reptiles because you get to see them hunt. Throw the cricket in there. You see it ambush that cricket. We throw a road in there, you see that snake come down from the tree and pow, pow grab it. So I appreciate that. It's not a no. I'm messed up in the head, and no, it's just appreciation for what nature offers. That's why I was like, yeah,
yeah,
send me
no,
that
that's
video. I want to see. I want to
that's
see
that's
how.
that's 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 exactly my point of view. Because obviously it's gonna be a touchy subject because there's a lot of people that they're gonna complain. Why are you feeding it a lizard? You monster! And I'm
Well,
like,
that's piece in the
they
nature.
eat lizards in the wild. That's why I'm doing it. Not because I want to see them fight. They're not gonna fight. This is a lizard that eats lizards. And let me just explain it to you. I put one of the lizards right here, right? My male walk up to it like from the side, and then all of a sudden, boom, grab it by the
hmm
head. Not even by the tail, not by the stomach. It went from the head, and you will just hear,
There you
"That's
go.
it,"
Yeah, it's not gonna fight
and that's it,
anymore.
and then ate it. It didn't even last half of a minute.
Yeah, see, and
So
like I said, stuff like that interests me just to see how do they react? How are they, like how are they processing? Like, all right, that's my meal. How am I gonna go after it? And like you said, it went from the side, and maybe that lizard that it was aiming for it doesn't. It's not. using his peripheral vision. So got him. Kind of like you said, velociraptors, right? You might see that one in front of you, but there's two others coming the other, both directions. So yeah, so that's wicked cool, man. So so for your female, because you said you're giving her like stuff to kind of make sure she has enough nutrients for laying eggs, right? So generally, how many eggs are they dropping per clutch?
It's normally something between 6 and 10, if I remember correctly.
Man,
Yeah, so it's a lot of eggs, and
yeah.
and they normally do they're able to lay 2 clutches of eggs, so it's a lot
Oh
of
my
eggs
god,
for
my god.
a year. Mine, man, I think it laid like 8 eggs, if I remember, 8 or 9 eggs.
Yeah,
The time
I
that I
mean,
bred them.
coming from a gecko person, that just sounds like so many because we only get 2 eggs per clutch,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So it's like, oh my god, I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to comprehend, like, how would I even do this? How would I even do a setup for all these babies and that stuff right there? I'm like, boom, 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 just going and going and going, like trying to figure things out like that. It's like, man, like,
Yeah.
I get it with like no ball python people. They drop their clutch, boom, they just throw it in the racks. They got like one rack with like 50 babies, but things for like a collar lizard, you can't put them in no rack. So, what were you doing for those babies? What were you
Yeah.
putting them in?
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest. I did mistakes, and I did some really dumb mistakes with them, because if I was able to change everything that I did, it would be completely different. The number. I think my problem is that I don't want to be bugging people. So instead of going and say, "Hey, can you tell me please exactly what are you doing?" I was just like, they're little lizards. They're gonna be fine. I can take care of them. But man, they are tiny little raptors. I had them all together for, what was it, like 2 months, maybe 3 months, if I remember correctly. I had them all together in a 40-gallon tank.
Hmm.
And they're super tiny. They are tiny, tiny, like gecko tiny. So they all had a lot of space. But the problem is that you know if they see food, they're gonna try to get it. They're not gonna be like, oh, I already ate. You can have
Oh
this
yeah,
one. Nope,
it's no, yeah, it's
nope.
survival of the fittest.
Yeah, they're gonna they're even gonna attack each other, because I
Yeah.
definitely saw it. And once I saw that was when I'm like, so stupid. No, I don't even know why I have them all together. I had another setup, so I did half and half, and I still came to find out, a year after I did all of this, that the normal breeders actually have them in pairs or even completely separate after
Hmm.
just a month. So I'm
Yeah.
like, man, so stupid. And not only that, they actually eat twice a day, and
Wow.
I was feeding mine once a day, which is not enough.
Damn. Damn. That's a high metabolism right there. Shit.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Yeah, if you want them to grow the
Mhm.
way they should, they definitely need to eat a lot. Because from all the ones that I have, I kept only one, and I was planning on keeping two, because I wanted to breed the one that I would keep. I ended up selling it at the end. What I did is that I mixed two different localities, and to be honest, that was also very stupid. I with color lizards, you want to keep the same locality.
Okay.
Mixing
Yeah.
two localities is not like mixing two leopard gecko morphs, where you might get half and half, and it's gonna be
Hmm.
looking super awesome. It's actually gonna be the opposite. It's gonna look more grayish. There's like nothing special to them. And the one that I actually kept, it came out all messed up, like right from the egg. And I,
Hmm.
I didn't even notice it until I was going back to my videos, because I was like, I got in contact with a vet, and I'm like, I got this little lizard. Like, it's been 2 days already, and I feel like, one of the arms, it's like bent backwards,
Oh.
and it told me it most likely broke its leg, coming out of the egg, or it simply formed, or it was
It's
deformed.
just a defect. Yeah.
And it has oh man, sorry, It also has kinks on the tail. It looks in bad shape. And they were, they were telling me, just put them out of its misery. But I'm like, you know, I mean, it looks, it looks bad, but it's eating. It's able to run because what it does is that one of the arms it's like completely bent backwards, but it
Oh,
uses the other arm like in the middle. So
yeah.
it's like this is how he runs. He uses
Damn,
still the one arm to be able to run, and it's jumping normally, it's eating, and it's pooping completely normal. And to this day, I still have it. Yeah, and I actually named it Nemo because of that messed up arm.
man. Yeah, no, I had to put a gecko down like a few weeks ago. Like it was just going through. It was a new. No, it wasn't a newborn. Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, it was like probably like a month old or something like that. It was just consistently having bad sheds, like to the point where like it wouldn't like it would have bad sheds all on all four legs and the tail, and then only thing that was like coming off was like just the belly. So it's like it couldn't climb, it couldn't chase its food. So I end
Exactly.
up, I end up just having to put him down. So just the most humane way was just all right. Well, put him in a Ziploc, put him in the freezer, let him go, boom, and then after that, it's just rough one. Like I've never actually had to put down like one of my geckos. That was like the first one. So I was like, because I was talking to people like, man, what do y'all do? And they're like, this is what we do. This is what I do. This is what I do. I'm like, okay, all right. So I ended up
Yeah,
just
I
doing
I
what I
when
was told.
I when I when I was when I bred them and I saw that male, actually somebody told me I actually create what was it, a CO2 chamber that it
Damn, gas them.
makes like it makes like a box. It just has a normal box. It puts the lizard in there, put a CO2 little container, like pop it open and just put it in there. And I'm like,
Damn,
that's kind of weird.
that's wild.
Like
Yeah,
what were you watching to come up with that?
no, give them the gas chamber like in prison, man. Damn, that's wild. Oh man, so for like the baby, so how long does it take for them to hatch? And like, what were like the medium you were using and like temperatures you were putting them at to do all this?
That one, to be honest, I don't remember exactly. I do remember that I had them, all together in a container with, I think I had a vermiculite. If I remember correctly, it was like, man, what was it? Like 82?
Oh, really? I would thought
It
it'd been
was,
much
it was,
higher than that with
yeah,
for a
it
lizard
was.
like that.
No, well, here's the thing. So what they told me is that the obviously now I know that it's with all the eggs, but the higher it goes, the faster they're gonna
Yeah,
hatch. But obviously, it gives them less time to
to absorb the
form
yolk and all
correctly and
that.
all of that.
Yeah,
So I think I had it. Yeah, because I remember some. I think somebody told me that they had it in like 89. I did not want to go high. I preferred to put them a little bit low and just give them their time. It was my very first time breeding anything.
yeah,
My hopes were that I would have the healthiest color lizards ever.
yeah. I mean, almost everything on mine gets incubated at 82 degrees. My Strophs, my Haemophilus, my Chihuahuas, they all get incubated at 82 degrees. And then I mean, there's other things that get incubated like whatever the room temperature is, like uh like my
70.
Cerdadactylus, like yeah, like it'll be in the 70s, or I'll put it close to like a light fixture that gets a little warm, so they'll get that up and down like they would in nature. At during the daytime, it's gonna be a little bit more warmer. Then everything turns off and it drops back down, so it has that fluctuation. Uh, like especially like I said, I got like Cerdadactylus striatus. They're from Sri Lanka, which is like it. It's pretty cold out there, especially even in the jungles out there. It's really it's really cold. Who was it? Like I think I talked to Justin and it was like, yeah, incubate mine somewhere in down in the basement. It gets it's like in the low 70s. I'm like, holy shit. He's like, yeah, it takes forever. It's like it's like 4 or 5 months. I'm like, damn. Like I'm hearing about some of these folks that where it takes anything over 3 months, I'm like, my mind's blown. I'm like, what? Like most of my stuff, like Strophares, that's like between 50 and like 65 days. Chihuahuas, 90 days. The only thing that has taken so long for me are my Cerdodactylus and even my Haemophilus. My Haemophilus, I think, took like 4 months, which for me, that, man, patience started becoming a virtue for me after that because I'm like, damn, these things take forever. And the same thing with my Cerdodactylus. They take forever too.
You should try the leaf-tailed geckos because my
Oh,
riverine leaf-tailed geckos, they are normally like 160 days, and the most that I had was 198 days. It was like one
so
or 2 days shy of 200 days.
yeah, you hitting that monitor territory.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah, I
monitors
know.
it like monitors and chameleons, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, and the problem is that they spend so much time in there that after 2 months it's easy to mess them up because
Yeah.
the humidity might go too low. um Something that I did that was kind of stupid. I had my eggs all together in one container, and one of them, I don't you know I think it got too wet because it started getting moldy. So I was opening the lid to clean it up instead of changing it to a single container. After like a week of doing this, I noticed that the egg didn't really have mold anymore, but they all felt like dry. It was almost like empty inside now. So it's they are sensitive eggs.
Damn. Yeah. So how long do they take to hatch?
Yes, sir.
How long do they take to hatch?
Lift-tail geckos
No, no, no.
or color
The
lizards.
collards. Yeah, collards.
Color lizards, it wasn't a lot. It was Yeah, I think it was like 2 months, if I remember correctly.
Okay, yeah, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
it
Yeah,
it, it, it was it wasn't a lot. Yeah, it was like like leopard gecko
yeah, yeah.
time.
Most like I think most arid animals usually take are pretty quick. Which and that's why I kind of like my arid stuff because it's like not instant gratification, but it's close enough where I don't have to get impatient compared to like the my tropical stuff. My tropical stuff, like I said, just takes forever, and I'm like, damn, y'all need to hurry up. I need y'all out of these eggs. Make sure you guys are good to go. But
Yeah,
my
yeah.
arid
If
stuff,
I'm pretty sure that I have. If I don't have videos, I have at least a picture or something quick. I'll send it to
mhm.
you.
Okay,
That's a day that I will never forget because it was actually a day right before Father's Day.
nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that was super cool. I remember I have all of my animals in the basement, and
Hmm.
I was checking on the eggs. I was like, so anxious about it, and they were telling me like, I think they're about to hatch like any day. So like I was going there like every 2 hours, like, are you out? Are you out? Are you out? And on that day we actually had a party, of course. And I went downstairs, and I saw the tiny little head, but man, I could barely see it. It was so small. They actually hatch, much smaller than leopard geckos.
Really?
So the like the tiny head just popping out, like I could barely see it. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's actually hatching. I ran upstairs to my wife, almost crying. Like, they're hatching.
Oh man, that's great. I love that right there. Oh man. So when they hatch, do they hatch out with vibrant colors or does it take time to develop that?
Oh man, they hatch with some beautiful colors actually, which is kind of funny because they were telling me like, man, you're gonna have some killer color lizards. Almost all of them hatch like really yellow,
Hmm.
like a highlight yellow. They look beautiful. I actually have a picture where I was able to put them all together, and it looks like I have a pile of bees. So they are like highlight yellow, and yeah, they hatch with a lot of color and very hungry. They
Oh, yeah, I bet.
they ate, I think, like within 2 days, if I remember correctly, 2 3
Okay.
days. They started eating right away, and it wasn't like like they're shy and then they barely eat. No man, these things were like,
Well, you said they're lizard eaters, so you can't be that
yeah,
shy.
they were. They were munching on the crickets like nothing.
Yeah. Nice, nice. So let me ask you something. What advice would you give, like, or actually before we get into that, is there any like educational resources like for people to look up for collar lizards, or is it just like go find a breeder and just kind of talk their ear off and whatever else?
Well, I guess I'll say it like this. It's pretty much just like with all lizards. Each breeder does something a little bit different than the rest. It's
Mhm.
not all exactly the same. They might share almost all the same information to, to keep it alive and healthy. There's just might be some tiny little things that change. What what I always used to, as still do whenever I'm looking into a different species. But what I used to do is that I used to get information from every single person that I could. I mean, even like people with just a year of of keeping them. But obviously, I'm especially going to hear from the breeders what they
Mhm.
do, tiny little things that they might they. But here's the thing, something I actually listen a little more to those who do not breed as much because they are normally going to be able to offer more space, more enrichment. They're not going to be like, I just got to feed it quickly. They're going to be looking into tiny little things, with the feeders. What do they eat more? Because obviously, breeders, it's all just throw crickets in there. That's it. I don't have the money to be offering it dubious for a week, super worms for a week, feeder lizards, all of that stuff. It's all crickets, crickets, crickets.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
people who breed, you know, let's say 2, 3 pairs, they have the time to focus more on those lizards. So they're gonna be able to tell you a little bit more about, well, at least they were able to tell me what I wanted to know about, which is more enrichment for them.
yeah, yeah. That's
I
good
don't.
though. I mean, and like you said, like getting information from all sides is definitely going to help you in being a better keeper. Because like I said, the people that only keep a few animals are going to have a different perspective than that breeder that's going to have almost bare bones setup because they keep in a ton of them.
Exactly.
And it's just about finding a balance, right? Like, yeah, primarily I feed crickets here, but I mean, I have mealworms, I have superworms. Whenever I could get silkworms, I love silkworms. They're
Me too.
just they're hella expensive, and very little people out here even sell them. Like, I have to order them online whenever I get them, and then it's also about, all right, what are you guys going to eat? No, because sometimes you put a silkworm in their face, they're like, what the hell is this? Get this shit out of my face. I'm like, dude, it's so
Have,
good for you though.
have you
Eat it.
have you ever seen when they you put a silkworm and it goes down with the silk and it starts
Yeah,
spinning.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was actually I was with some friends and I was offering some silkworms to all of my lizards. And this one silkworm, it was in a branch, and then it went down. It started spinning, and my
Yeah.
lizard was like looking at it, like trying to figure out
Just
what
going
was
like
happening.
this. Going like this, just going
I told my friends this lizard got a stripper show.
right.
It just
Yeah.
needs some light.
Oh man, I think the best eaters are like, well, when I had tokays, man, I love watching the tokay eat because they are so ferocious. They'll beat that thing against the wall so many times, especially if I get like a nice fat silkworm or nice fat hornworm. Boom, 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 boom. And the next you know, I mean, I got juices flying, hit me in my face, and I'm like, damn, dude, like chill out. Like, but I love watching a tokay eat. Man, that ferocity that they hit with is,
Yeah,
man, you don't get to see a lot of that with geckos, but
no,
they're
not
one of the
really.
ones that can
And
give it to
with
you.
color lizards, it's pretty much the same. They're not gonna waste their time trying to to tear it apart. It's
Yeah.
just gonna be one quick munch. I mean, you will hear the crunch immediately,
Hmm.
and that's it. It will go
Yeah.
down. With my I don't know if you know too much about monitor lizards, but Aki monitors, they're actually known to do that exactly.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if it's a tiny or a tiny insect compared to them. If they grab let's say a superworm or a cricket, they will go and find something to beat it against it.
yeah. I see like with them like monitor, it's like almost they're rubbing it across something to like angle it down their throat or something like that. That's what it feels like to me whenever I see a monitor eat something. Like I've seen plenty of green tree monitors eat. I mean, and it's like I don't know if it's just all monitors, but they kind of like drag it across something like and try to angle it straight so then it goes down. Um, like compared like I said, compared to a Tokay, where Tokay just wants to beat the hell out of it, give it like
Yeah.
18 concussions, then I'm gonna eat you.
Concussions.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I gave mine a pinky once. God damn. At that point, I felt sorry for the pinky. Cause that thing was like, I was like, dude, it's knocked out. Just eat it, please.
Just
Like,
eat it.
damn.
Just,
Like,
that's like
like if it
overkill over.
right, yeah. Like I was like, if this was an NFL game, he would be out for concussion protocols. Like he's done. Like, come on, man. Oh, man. So for people that want to get into the like what advice would you give to a person that's interested in collar lizards? Like where would you first send them off to? Like, all right, go do this or go talk to this person, or even if it's what would be a starter, like you know how people like take steps like go crescent gecko, Europlatus or something like that. Is there like a certain step thing?
No, not. I mean, not really. With color lizards are they are completely different to everything else that I've ever had.
Okay.
With lizards, that is not a monitor lizard. I feel like there's nothing that can really prepare you for it. Maybe I mean, maybe toadhead agamas, maybe some other agamas, but no, I mean, there's nothing really that acts like a color lizard.
Hmm.
I would say that my advice is to never have a color lizard if it's gonna be your first reptile.
Hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of people that they cannot handle the stress of an animal coming out, or if it's too fast. Even people with years of of keeping reptiles, they would be like, oh, like I don't want it because it's gonna escape and I'm never gonna find it. And to be honest, if that's your mentality, it's better for you and for the animal to not have it. Color lizards, they are super fun. They are extremely beautiful. They are easy to keep, in my opinion, but they are really fast.
Yeah.
And most tend to be more skittish. So, they do not want to be handled. And the thing is that it's the males, the one that look the most beautiful.
Of
Females,
course.
they will, females will look fine, but nothing compared to a male. So I would say that, if that's something that you don't care about and you still want a color lizard, then get a female.
Okay. Yeah. Nice,
Oh
nice.
man, but
So,
yeah, I mean, nothing like doing your research before getting anything. I would say that
yep.
if you know somebody close to you, and you're able to, to see it, maybe in the store, or if they let you, maybe keep it for a week, something like that, like almost like a tryout. I don't even know that, I have known. Throughout the years, quite a lot of people that they get color lizards, and they rehome them after a few
Oh, yeah.
months because they're like they're so fast, like it's I'm pretty sure that they're going to end up escaping one day, and my dog is gonna get it, or
Yeah.
I'm never gonna see it because I have it in my living room. It's it's a lizard to think about, really, about
Hmm.
having it. It's
Okay.
not something that you can just go and get it, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. 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 I mean, definitely. Yeah. I feel the same way when just that research aspect, figure out, like, ask all the questions you can before you get something. Not say that knowing that I don't do that myself. No, but I'm like, all right, well, I got kind of a general idea of a lot of things. So it's like, all right, well, like the Tohei Gamas, that was just a women of a little risky purchase for me. Like I was like, I've never had a lizard in my life. All I've ever had were geckos. So I was like, I posted it, man, I want one of these days. And then next you know, here comes my boy, like, hey, I got some. I'm like, God damn. I was like, how much, dude? He's like, oh, okay, I can do that. No problem. Send them to me. No, and I was like, all right. I was like, just give me the lowdown. What do I need to get before they get here? And he told me, boom, 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 got everything. And I was like, all right, cool. Now they're chilling. Like they don't. I mean, they just run back and forth all day. And that's about it. And then they bury themselves, which I think is like I love the whole them burying and shimmying and into the ground. And like sometimes they'll put just their top up, or sometimes they cover their whole entire body. Like at night they just cover their whole entire body, but during the daytime, if they want to kind of get out the heat, they just boom, 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 and just you all you see is like eyes popping out. That's it. It's cool. They still haven't got mad enough to want to throw the whole face
Like,
thing.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, when I was actually I was actually like just it was just a matter of handing out the money for me to get some. But I spent a good amount of time researching them, and from everyone that was able to reply, they always said like I have never seen mine, doing their defensive mechanism, like
yeah,
their threat display.
yeah.
Like it doesn't happen unless you get one that is extremely shy and you scare it. Otherwise, it's just gonna go and bury itself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, mine. I mean, they've tried to take a bite out of me before they even do. Like I was cleaning their enclosure one day, getting all the poop out, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And the next, I saw the mouth open, the tongue was coming out. I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker trying to bite me!" And he went woof. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Dude, I'm cleaning your enclosure. There's no food coming. Chill the fuck out." Oh, I was like, "Oh, they're bold enough to do that." So I'm definitely probably not going to ever get the threat display, but that's fine though. I like them. I'm definitely
Yeah,
going to
with
give them a
with
bigger
uh,
enclosure.
with color lizards, something that they actually do is that they will stand, like right in front of the door. Like even when I walk into the room, obviously if nothing weird is going on, like right now, like semi brumation, when it's normal, I walk into the room, it obviously hears me, and all of a sudden I just see the head pop out, and
Oh man, that
it's
is
just
cool.
standing there, like you just see their super long nails and the
Yeah,
head just looking at you.
yeah. It's like, hey, what's going on? You got my crickets, dude? What's up?
Yeah, oh man, and it doesn't even let me open the door. Like as soon as I go, because I'm where I have it, I have sliding doors.
Hmm.
So there's the little knob, and I have the tongues on the knob. So as soon as I grab the tongues, like it knows that it's gonna get fed, so it jumps all the way to the corner so that I can open the door, and it grabs the feeder right away. What I have to do is that I have to, I gotta grab, something and open the door like a tiny little bit just so that I can put the tongues, and it gets it and it will run away, and now
Yeah,
I can open it and feed it more.
yeah, yeah. Oh, man, the things we do for our reptiles. Oh
Yeah,
man.
man, but I love it. I gotta tell you, even with my yaki, I still find it more fun to especially to feed my color lizard. It's so freaking cool to see it jumping around, or running
Yeah.
around for the insects.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, I love the whole hunting aspect of them. Even like they'll take like so when like the super worms go into that second cycle before they turn into a beetle, they'll eat those things. I'm like, oh, thank you,
Oh yeah,
finally, because my geckos won't touch them. So I was like, thank you. I have so many in this cup right now, and I just been feeding them off to them. I'm like, oh, thank you, like just as
yeah,
treats. Here
oh
you
yeah.
go, here you go, and they take them. I was like, yes,
Yeah, these guys are not shy about eating anything. I don't think I've ever had any feeder that they do not want.
yeah,
They
and
they
man,
yeah they will eat anything. They will actually even eat egg.
oh, wow,
Yeah, I
yeah,
have
that is,
something that I do for my yaki is that I scramble,
yeah,
like semi scrambled, semi runny
yeah,
an
yeah,
egg, and I grab some of the pieces that there are a little bit more cooked, and I give it to my color lizard, and he will eat it.
nice, nice. That's cool right there. All right. So before we get out of here, I kind of wanted to get into because you said something about when you're are setting up babies that you would do something different. What were those things like? What are things that you would do differently? Because I know it was like you house like all of them in one unit. What were your things that you would do differently instead of that?
Well, it's actually that simple. I will separate them like from the beginning, like right out of the egg. I will separate them so that I can know that they, every single one of them is eating. I don't know that I
Hmm.
would keep them singles, but I would keep them at least in pairs.
Okay.
I talked to some new breeders, and what they're all doing is they all have them in trios,
Hmm.
and obviously that will help a lot more. But if I do want to work with color lizards again in the future, but
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't care if I have to get a gigantic multi-unit setup. So I can
Yeah.
actually show you this quickly. So something like that.
Nice. Like a nice little condo.
Yep. So that is actually my breeder setup for my leopard geckos. That's where I have my leopard geckos that are breeding or well breed.
Okay.
So
Nice.
that's something that I would do for my color lizards for the babies. No, I would have 6-in-1 setup, and
Yeah.
so that they can all have enough space to run around, but they're all separate. That's definitely the number one thing that I would do, that I will do for sure, and
Okay.
feed them a lot more.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. All right, JP, man, appreciate you coming on, man. Let's see. I mean, before we get out, what's gonna be like your next project, man?
Well, the next one, it will continue with geckos. At the moment, I am more focused on geckos. I do have some multi setup units already coming. No, multi unit setups
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I am going to focus more on leopard geckos. I do feel like it's a lot easier for people to go with geckos. So that's why I'm focusing more on them. I want to offer rare and uncommon geckos to people at like the best price that I can. Uh, and the next one that I will be working with, if they are ready to breed, will actually be the Australian helmeted geckos.
Oh, the
So the
Diplodocus. Nice,
Diplodactylus
nice.
galeatus.
Yeah,
So
dude.
they
Yeah,
are super cool. In my opinion, I think that they are the best looking dwarfed geckos that there is.
yeah, yeah. But they're just, dude. Like I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, they're like 100 on the cute factor, man.
I
Like,
know, man.
dude.
Like they're they're so tiny, but they're so colorful. And those gigantic guys they have,
Yeah,
they look so cool. Obviously, I've never had them before. They are rare here in the U.S. So even though they are extremely easy to keep, because they are rare, they were super expensive.
oh yeah,
But man, they are actually really fun to have. Something that I always look with geckos, or any lizard that I have, is that I want them to have a good feeding response. I do not want to be looking for them so that I can feed them, or I don't want to be worrying that I don't know if they're eating, because they're always
yeah.
hiding. If once they get into the routine of eating, they will actually come out from their hide to eat.
Hmm.
I don't know if yours do that, but mine does.
Yeah, I mean, most of my strophs, dude, as soon as I drop crickets in there, they're on it. They don't waste time. You know, same thing with let's see, what else? Like my Blazodaclys, same thing. They'll as soon as they see crickets, they're on it. It's definitely the toad heads. Well, I don't know about the toad heads because what I usually do is before they wake up, I throw crickets in there because I get up super early for work. So and they're like since they're diurnal, I was like, all right, throw the crickets in there, and then when the lights come on and they wake up, they got food. They're good to go. But when I come here, there's only like one cricket left. So I was like, they're eating, they're good, and they got massive poops. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, so that's
Chihuahuas,
that's the thing. Like, yeah, like
nice.
that's actually also another reason as to why I didn't get into them. They're not always going to be eating in front of you, or maybe even rarely they will be eating in front of you,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's something that is very important to me. One of the reasons as to why I want to keep any animal is because I want to have that interaction of feeding it. I
Hmm.
want to see it hunt. I want to, to see it eating, but I want to be able to also tongue feed it if I.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love like I tongue feed my the toad heads like when like on the weekends, like probably like
Yeah,
today.
and they do eat.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They'll
Oh,
look at it, and be
nice.
like,
Okay.
"Thank you." Boom, take it off the tongue. It's like cool, nice. They'll do tongue feeding. My frogs, my dumpies, I'll feed them off the tongs. Like they take like I'll give them a big old roach, and they just grab that thing and start chopping it down. I'm like, dude, that is so cool. Like I just love how the frogs use their hands to thank you, give me that, and start eating it. I'm like, damn. Oh,
Yeah, that is cool. Is it the waxy something monkey tree frogs?
the dumpy frogs, the Australian
Dumpy
whites.
frogs. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they act very very similar.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I just love the hand stuff with them. They'll like literally
Yeah,
grab the
how
damn.
they go like this.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they'll grab the
Yeah.
roach. Thank you. Get
What
out
what
now. Get
what
out
did
of
you name
here.
it?
My girlfriend actually.
Snorlax.
No, no. My actually, because I got them from a buddy of mine, and they're called Renus and Pinkle. So like penis wrinkle, pretty much. I was like, dude, that's a funny ass name. I was like, all right, cool. I'll keep them. That's fine. So and then my girlfriend loves the name, so I was like, all right, cool. We're good to go over here. But all right, man. So that's about it. Um, also, before we actually get out, are you part of the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas?
Oh yeah, I'm
All
a
right,
I'm a donator. Donator. That's how you
donor.
say it, right? Donor.
You're a donor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not donator.
yeah. So,
I'm a dominator.
all right. So that cool. I'm a donor as well. Just want to give a shout out to Wally and his 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. It's coming up. We're both donating. What are
Sure.
you donating?
Leopard gecko and a crap ton of stickers.
Nice, nice. Donating me. I'm always about knowledge, so I always donate books. So this year was well. So last year I donated the complete Knobtail, I believe, and the complete Euryplatus books. So this year I'm donating the complete
I
Carpet
remember those
Python
because
book.
I was trying to win them.
Yeah. So this year is going to be the complete Carpet Python book. So you guys definitely check it out. Make sure you hit up Supreme Gecko on YouTube. Check out the lives he's going to be doing for this stuff. Very easy to win. Uh, and I hope to see you guys there. And like I said, it's a great community builder, and and I thank Wally every year for this, just to get the people
For
together
sure.
for the holidays. But other than that, everybody have a great morning, day, afternoon, evening, whenever you listen to this, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, Jason on the mic. Welcome to the spot. Breeding those reptiles, straight fire, straight hot. Geckos in the house, snakes twist and turn. Lizards on the prowl, see the passion burn. Breeders in the game, they putting in work. Red tail bows, see them go berserk. Leopard geckos shine like scales of gold. Hobbyists unite, let them stories be told. Putting in that work every day and night. Jason got the spotlight, keeping it tight. Reptile keepers rise, making impact. Breeding them beauties, never looking back. Cages all set, heat lamps in place. Monitor lizards, putting on a chase. From the boa constrictors to the chameleons green. Building up the hobby, live the reptile dream. Corn snakes slither, python stretch. Crested geckos leap, ain't no contest. Spotlighting the keepers, doing it right. Every enclosure clean, every feeding tight. Putting in that work every day and night. Jason got the spotlight, keeping it tight. Reptile keepers rise, making impact. Breeding them beauties, never looking